So here today, I'm here with Xiao Tang, who has recently done the IELTS tests and done very, very well. I'm going to say hello. Hi, Xiao Tang.
Hello, Keith.
Hi, how are you doing?
Not bad. Pretty good. Very good.
Very good. Fantastic. Well, listen, congratulations on your test result, which you just got through the other day, right?
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Fantastic. So how are you feeling at the moment?
Well, I'm really excited because IELTS was a huge challenge in my life, but now I've gone through it, and a new chapter of my life just opened up. Yeah, and then I can start to plan about my future. Yeah, it's
Right.
it's kind of like really a relax after a long time. So.
Sure. So listen, tell us a little bit about yourself, first of all, where you're from and what you do and why you studied for IELTS.
Okay, my home city is Beijing, and I come from China. Currently, I'm a student studying in the University of Melbourne, Australia. The reason why I'm doing IELTS is because I did my bachelor degree of social work, and to get my skill assessment passed, I will need to provide my English result, which means IELTS. And by having that, I can apply for the permanent residency of Australia and to have a better job in the future. Yeah.
Right. Okay. So it's residency, kind of immigration and career as well.
Yes.
So
Everything like.
let's go back a little bit to when you started preparing for IELTS, because I'm sure people would be interested to know how you prepared to get the result that you got. By the way, what result did you get in IELTS? I forgot to ask.
Well, I the highest mark I got for speaking IELTS is 8. That's I got it in later May.
Okay, great. So let's go back when you're talking about the preparation. So how did you prepare and get ready for IELTS?
Well, I thought at the beginning, I was quite lost, I would say, because I thought, I believe that many people think that as long as they finish all the questions online, like they prepare for that, they prepare for answers, then they can nail it. But it doesn't work for me. Yeah, I'm not sure about the other people, but it doesn't work for me. And the feeling of nervous. That's probably I forgot one question that I never prepared or something like that.
Mm.
Like it was like I tried to remember answers at the beginning.
Right.
But
Right.
then later I started to try to find a teacher, and then I remember you told me that try to listen to some podcast.
Yeah.
You remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
started to listen to different podcast programs when I take showers or go for a
Right.
walk. It
Surrounding
does.
yourself with English.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
And
And sometimes, yeah.
it's interesting the bit about memorizing. So memorizing doesn't always work for people. So you change your approach a little bit.
Yeah.
Can you talk about that a little bit?
Sure. So, I mean, it's not a bad thing to prepare for questions. You know what I mean? I think there's difference between remember answers and prepare for answers.
Yes.
That's totally different. Like when you try to remember something, it means you write it down. You try to memorize it. You try to remember every words. And if the examiner suddenly interrupt you or like they lead you to another direction, you got lost. But you prepare for answers means like, okay, I have some materials in my mind. I thought about this question before. So when I'm asked, I can give an answer. So
Right.
that's different. Yeah.
That's interesting. I totally agree. And that's something I work a lot on, is about I think the idea that preparation is very important, but it's about
Yeah.
building the skill of flexibility and the
Yeah.
ability to respond
Mm.
rather than just memorizing and reciting your answers,
Yeah.
which doesn't always work in IELTS. In fact, it often fails quite badly in IELTS. But that
Yeah.
flexibility is key, right?
Yeah. And personally, I still remember that. Do you still remember that? Like during our first several face-to-face classes, I remember my homework was to prepare one part two question
Yeah.
and record it. But that record is like at first I prepare for that, right? Probably I write something down at the beginning, but at the end I just provide that 2 minute answer, and
Yeah.
which means I have those things in my mind,
Yeah.
and finally I present it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not like you write something down, you like you read it or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think practice is important. Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. And so you talked about podcasts, which is something students can do to listen and get surrounded by language and maybe ideas. What else did you do to get ready for your speaking and to practice your speaking?
I think what's important for me was like I try to be relaxed, like
Yeah.
have a good mood, and to watch different videos on YouTube. Like
Mm.
not only just to focus on IELTS preparations, like that kind of information, but also I listen to some YouTube channels, like they talk about English in the work environment, or some TV dramas that I'm interested in.
Right.
Like just listen to English, and you like I feel since I started to be interested in this language, I have the motivation to learn it and to use it. Yeah.
Fantastic. And what for you was the biggest challenge throughout your preparation time for IELTS?
Challenge was well, for speaking. Oh, are you only asking about speaking or just for
Generally.
this exam? Generally,
Generally.
okay. It's about confidence.
Mm.
Confidence. Yeah, I would say because to be modest or something like. But
Mhm.
I think I'm a good student
Mm.
actually. Like I work
Oh,
hard
yeah.
on my academic study. But if you kept failing at one thing, you started to judge yourself sometimes. Like whether I'm not good enough or whether I'm stupid or something like that.
Yeah.
Be careful with that. Yeah.
The voices
And
in your head, right?
yeah, because well, I took IELTS for 5 times this year.
Right.
5 times this year in total, and I kept getting 6.5
Yeah.
for writing until the listed one. I got 7. Like finally, I passed it. But what supported me along the way was um, I feel okay. There was something wrong, but I need to find the problem. I'm not the problem. The problem is the problem, and I need to figure it out what it is and to get it right. Like whether it's about grammar, whether it's about vocabulary, it's about cohesion. What's that? Find it out. Practice. Yeah.
Wow. I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
That the problem is the problem. That is so important, because the problem is not
Yeah.
you. It's not
Yeah.
something you can't change. It's just there, something you can approach and
Yeah.
change and handle. That's great. I
Yeah.
like that. Can I borrow that quote? The problem is the problem.
Oh.
That's great.
Thanks.
It's nice. And so if again, I'm thinking for students who are studying IELTS and listening, if you could go back in time, is there anything you would do differently, or any kind of top tips you would give to students now, generally and for speaking?
Okay. Generally, well, as I said, like focus on the exam, but not like judging yourself, not pushing yourself too hard, and like we build up our skills generally. Like, yeah, we don't build Roma in one day, right? So
Right.
it's a process, and I feel like IELTS is like thing that it's just a part of our life, and like we just need the score to go where we want to go. But without it, our life is still meaningful.
Right.
Yeah, yeah,
Yes. IELTS is not the end of the world, right?
yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And for speaking is like I think try to speak more,
Mm.
try to use this language more.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, and be yourself, like be myself when answering questions. Don't pretend to be someone else. And yeah, yeah, that helps.
I remember when we in the class and we were practicing that when you were speaking at times, kind of giving almost memorized answers and ideas, and then
Yeah,
sometimes you shifted and just relaxed and became yourself. The
yeah,
change was huge. You remember we were trying to capture that feeling and take
yeah,
that into the exam of just being you and just relaxing into your English, if you like. Yeah.
yeah. Catch the flow.
Mm.
Yeah.
Very nice. Brilliant. So listen, what are the next steps for you now that you've got your band 7?
I will get my skill assessment, and then I apply for PR. And at the same time, I have to prepare my resume to find a
Right.
full-time job, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Mm.
Well, that's absolutely brilliant. So, Xiao Tang, thank you very much for coming in and
Thank you.
talking to us again. It's been an absolute pleasure, and it's been great to hear your success through your challenges and how you've coped with those. I'm sure it's really helpful for other people to keep motivated as they study.
Thank you, Keith.
Not at all. Thank you very much. We'll stay in touch, and we'll see you soon.
Bye-bye.
Cheers. Bye bye.